second entrant to next week's NFC title game, as we've got a great one in store between the San Francisco 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles. Who will punch the fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round? We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon. They start on the ground here at Sanders. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Next to receivers, they'll spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Another run here with Sanders. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
the Niners take over first down 10 at their own 43-yard line.
Lance and the 49ers now. 1st and 10 at their own 43. They'll start with a run by Mitchell. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Meanwhile, Lance's throw caught by Gray. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. 1st down, here's Mitchell. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively. No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Danny Gray, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the 49ers are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Hurts. He's got Smith here. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, Can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch in the playoffs. Here's Hurts to throw. This will be caught once again by Brown. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Play action. Here's Hurts. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got it. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Quez Watkins. 48 yards. And the Eagles are an extra point away from evening this one up. Elliott good on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Taken at the goal line. Oh, good return up past the 30. The 40. Still going. And he will score. Touchdown, 49ers. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And part of the former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. The full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Hurts. He's going to look deep for Watkins. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown. Quez Watkins. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Elliott good with a PAT, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these...
And it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And the Eagles force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
And Hurts able to show off some of that elusiveness as he slides to the ground there, and in the process picks up the first down. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Pretty entertaining start. 14-all the score on EA Sports. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. They go play action with Hurts. Going deep here for Watkins. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Quez Watkins saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Eagles have moved out in front. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, it's still in the first half here. A long way to go. He'll get this to about the 38.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know they're trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
From the 38, Lance. He'll dump that one off to Mitchell. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Excellent work there by Lance as he scrambles for the first down.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season, and that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
Throwing on first down is Lance. That's Samuel, caught left side. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Options galore here, second and a few inches. On second down, here's Mitchell. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this pass caught by Gray. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
From the 16, Lance. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Niners are an extra point away from drawing level. Gold with the extra point, and we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. At the line, this Philly offense set to go. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith, 62 yards. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Good with a PAT, and they will take a 7-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he returns this to the 22. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. We're getting closer here now to halftime, and we may need that halftime break just because there hasn't been much of a break in this first half. A lot of points being put up.
Not much room to breathe, is there? because these guys are going up and down the field. And let's face it, if you're the offensive coordinator for either squad, you're pretty happy with what you're seeing. If you're the defensive coordinator,
you're not so happy.
You're frantically searching for something that'll work. You're on the headset talking to your assistant. You're checking your play sheet. You're going through your memory banks of all the tape you've watched. You've got to come up with something, anything that'll help slow them down.
Searching for answers. Now after the sack, Lance and the Niners staring up here at a 3rd and long. Here's Lance. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14. Throwing is Hurts. Got a man. It's Brown. They give him a dozen on the pitch and catch, but now they're up against a 3rd and goal. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. A big one coming in this divisional round playoff, 3rd and goal.
18 Rattler.
They'll look to throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts as the first half is winding down. And the Eagles will extend their lead here just before halftime. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And finally stopped, but what a return all the way down to the 40.
For a quick second there, I thought we were about to have a repeat performance of a kickoff return for a touchdown. This guy's on fire today.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. A final shot before half for Lance. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And, Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Lance going to throw. Right side, and he finds Gray. And out across midfield down to the 45. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Josh Sweat coming in strong and dropping him behind the line of scrimmage. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. To throw, it's Lance. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Mitchell. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Lance. Now Lance throws the interception, his 3rd. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Eagles are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Let's go now. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And their defense just helped him out by getting the football back on the opening drive here in the 2nd half. And now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
And that's a big one for them because after the work the defense has done, they've got a chance here to open up this lead.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one good for 37 yards.
This is what made the West Coast offense a staple around the NFL in the 80s and 90s. You don't have to push the ball deep downfield to come up with big plays, and there's an example of that right there.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
2nd down, back to Sanders. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And this is caught. It's Brown. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 29-yard line. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
10 more there and another 1st down. I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances. So they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. On 3rd, here's an option play right. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. The kick by Elliott is good. So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Lance on target to Samuel for a Niner first. They're going to look to throw. His throw incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game.
Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
Remember, throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. And they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. On 1st down, Lance. This one caught by Kittle. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. That's good for 28 yards.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you try not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding them out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
Mitchell again, and he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. It's a 1-yard touchdown run, and the Niners have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Well, they needed 3 scores to have any chance. There's the first of the 3 as they get into the end zone.
Yeah, Brandon, I think that our guys at Next Gen Stats in charge of the win probability are probably saying your chances still aren't great. But now, you still got more than 3 minutes to go. You got to focus on the task at hand, which is going to be getting the football back as quickly as possible.
Robbie Gould kicking off for San Francisco.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And now first downs are key. They want to keep that clock moving, up by 2 scores as they try to cement their place in the conference championship round in 1 week's time. 42 yards rushing for him now to this point. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Shotgun snap and then the give to Sanders. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory.
Let's go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the 4th quarter, the divisional round. They need to come up with something as they get this drive started. So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd and short. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
On the double.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard.
Ready, go.
Lance looking to throw it. Looking for Gray, and he's got him. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Lance looking to throw. And he will find his man, Samuel. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
He's ready.
Here's Lance. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now Lance. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
Late in the game, he's certainly doing everything in his power to buy time for his guys to make a play, but in this case, he's surrounded, and all he has room to do is to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Lance back to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you've got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
So 2 down, 1 to go, and this number 2 seed definitely looking to part, and now they sit 1 win away from a Super Bowl appearance.
Yeah, and I know originally they were disappointed not to get the number 1 seed and the bye through to the divisional round. But you know what they're saying right now? Let's just keep rolling. We're in a great spot.
Championship, and do you think that the printing press is starting to get those T-shirts and hats ready, my friend?
They have to, Brandon. They have to be ready because if you win, you've got to hand those out on the field right away. And just think about the pressure for the players now. Families are going to be talking about tickets to the Super Bowl even before you play the conference championship game.